Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to discuss the gross anatomy of cervical vertebrae. There are total 7 cervical vertebrae, out of which first, second and seventh are atypical vertebra. First of all, features of typical cervical vertebra. In typical cervical vertebra, the body is small and its transverse diameter is more as compared to its AP diameter. The superior surface of the body is concave from the side to side, while its lateral margins are projecting upward, and these margins are called uncinate process. Its anterior border or anterior margin is sloping or slanted margin, while on the inferior surface of the body, the anterior border or margin is projecting downward, while the lateral margins are sloping margins or slanted margins, and they articulate with the projecting ellipse of the lower cervical vertebra. Then after the body, these are pedicles. Pedicles are directed posterolaterally on each side, while lamina are directed posteromedially. The superior vertebral notches and inferior vertebral notches on the pedicles are equal in size. The pedicles and lamina posteriorly, they enclose a triangular vertebral foramen. This vertebral foramen is larger than body. At the junction of pedicles and lamina, these are articular processes. The superior articular facets are flat and they are directed upward and backward, while inferior articular facets are also flat and they are directed downward and forward. The characteristic feature by which we can differentiate the cervical vertebra from the other vertebrae is the presence of foramina transversaria. These are foramina transversaria which are present in the transverse process of cervical vertebrae. The transverse process has an anterior root and posterior root which ends at tubercle. This is called anterior tubercle and this is posterior tubercle, which are joined by costotransverse bar. In this diagram you can see the projecting lateral margins called uncinate process and concave superior surface, while inferior surface is convex from side to side and concave anteroposteriorly with slanted borders or lateral margins. These are anterior and posterior roots which end at tubercles called anterior and posterior tubercles joined by costotransverse bar. And this is transverse process of the typical cervical vertebrae. The spinous process is short and it is bifid. There is notch present posteriorly in this spinous process. So these are features of typical cervical vertebra. The first cervical vertebra is called atlas and it is atypical vertebra. It is ring shaped. It has no body and no spinous process, but rather it has an anterior arch, posterior arch and two lateral masses and two transverse process on each side. The anterior arch of the atlas is marked by a median anterior tubercle on its anterior surface, while on the inner aspect of this surface there is a round to oval facet which articulates with the dens of axis. The posterior arch is much longer as compared to anterior arch and it forms about 2/5 of the ring. It is marked posteriorly by the median posterior tubercle, while its superior surface is grooved. This surface is grooved by the vertebral artery. The lateral masses consist of this area on each side. Its upper surface has superior articular facets. These facets are concave and directed forward and medially. They articulate with the occipital condyles to form atlanto-occipital joints. While on the inferior surfaces, these are inferior articular facets, which are almost circular and flat or slightly concave. They are directed downwards medially and backward, and they articulate with the corresponding articular processes of axis to form atlanto-axial joints. The medial surface of this lateral mass is marked by roughened tubercle, while on the lateral sides these are transverse process of the atlas. The transverse process project laterally from the lateral mass and it is unusually long. It can be palpated in the neck between the angle of mandible and mastoid process. The transverse process is pierced by foramina transversaria on each side. So how can you differentiate its superior and inferior surface? On the superior surface, the articular facets are elongated, while on the inferior surface, the articular facets are almost circular. Anterior और posterior को कैसे differentiate करेंगे? Anterior arch is smaller and posterior arch is much longer, while superior surface of posterior arch is marked by a groove for vertebral artery. This is second cervical vertebra, which is also atypical vertebra, and it is called axis. The axis is identified by the presence of this process that is called dens or odontoid process. It is tooth-like process which is projecting upward from the body of axis. The body of the axis, this is body of the axis, it is fused superiorly with the dens or odontoid process, while it is overlapped on each side by the large superior articular facets. The inferior surface of the body is concave, while its anterior margin is projecting downward. The anterior surface of the body is marked by a median ridge. On each side of the ridge, there are depressed areas. This dens anteriorly it articulates with the facet on the posterior surface of anterior arch of atlas to form atlanto-axial joint, while posteriorly it articulates with the transverse ligament of the atlas. The pedicles are concealed by these large massive superior articular processes. Each superior articular facet occupies the upper surface of the body and pedicle. It is large, flat and circular facet which is directed upwards and laterally. It articulates with inferior facet of the atlas vertebra to form atlanto-axial joint. Each inferior articular facet is present posterior to transverse process and they are directed downwards and forwards to articulate with the third cervical vertebra. Anterior to these inferior articular facets, these are inferior vertebral notches. The transverse processes are very small and they represent the true posterior tubercles only, the foramen transversarium which is present on each side. The spine is large. It is large, thick and very strong, and it is deeply grooved inferiorly. Its tip is bifid terminating into two rough tubercles. This is seventh cervical vertebra, which is atypical vertebra. It is also known as vertebra prominens because of its long spinous process, the tip of which can be felt through the skin at the lower end of nuchal furrow. It is atypical and due to its long spinous process, the spine is thick, long, and almost horizontal. Its posterior end is not bifid, but rather it ends at tubercle. The transverse processes are comparatively large in size. The posterior root is larger than the anterior root, and anterior tubercle is usually absent. The foramen transversarium is relatively small, and sometimes it may be absent, and it does not transmit vertebral artery. So this was all about the gross anatomical features of cervical vertebrae. Thank you so much.